Greetings fellow Decepticons, Soundblaster1987 here, continuing my TFNation 2019 haul with day 3 of the Terrorcons, Rippersnapper. As you can see, he is a bipedal shark monster. However, unlike Seacon Overbite and Coelacanth Seacon Scalor, who are both going to be reachable from this guy later this year, he is also a upright bipedal shark monster. And by upright, I mean in the vertical stance for Generation 1 Grimlock and the original Tyrannosaurus dinosaur from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers were. I do not have those figures for comparison, but I do have Deluxe Cutthroat from last week's review. And the team leader, Voyager Hunger. I'll get to him on day 5 of this Terrorcon overview. Back to them later. As Rippersnapper is generally the left arm of the Abominus Combiner, I have taken the liberty of removing one of the extra thumbs from the Combiner handpiece, so that it looks more like a normal hand when used on the Combiner. Same knuckle spike pattern as the others, and same removable cover, which can then turn into a gun. I will not be displaying that because, as I said in the Rippersnapper, in the Cutthroat and Sinnertwin reviews, it looks ridiculous. Also, due to the missing thumb, I will not be able to show off the proper combination of the prime armor with the actual figure. Although, again, it looks ridiculous. Also, before transformation, I should point out that these are Rippersnapper's weapons, twin back-mounted cannons that can be removed and held in hand, like normal guns. Rippersnapper is actually packaged with these attached to his back. They do not need to be removed for transformation, such as other integrated weapons like the wing blades on the Cybertron Sideways mold or other such similar weaponry. But if you want to use them in robot mode, then you should probably consider removing them for transformation. Speaking of which, articulation is reasonably decent in beast mode. You've got hinged knees, ball jointed hips, and full range of motion in the arms with a ball joint here, dislocation joint for certain poses if need be, although I would advise that in cold temperatures this can actually remove the arm altogether, so be very careful with this. Also, ball jointed shoulder and elbow, and a wrist swivel. And the mouth opens and closes to show off its shiny silver teeth. However, if you look too close, the robot mode eyes are still right there in the middle of the mouth. So, to transform, leave the arms the way they are because they're the same in both modes. Fold the beast mode legs up like this and peg them into place on the sides of the robot legs. Then split the robot mode legs open and double hinge to get the thighs out, making sure that when closing the panels, the leg mechanisms for the knees are properly contained within the panels, otherwise things will be a bit loose. This is also worth bearing in mind for those who wish to permanently store Rippersnapper in arm configuration as the Abominus Combiner, because part of the elbow joint for the arm mode requires the robot legs to be extended in this way. So, split the legs and hinge the tail back onto the back of the calf out of the way, making sure it goes all the way into the indent in the inside of the leg. Then rotate the waist assembly around 180 degrees. Lower the arms to a more standard humanoid pose. Close the mouth and pop the shark head back tapping it in just behind the shoulders, like so. And here we have Rippersnapper in robot mode. Despite being white and blue, he is very, very dynamic and well detailed in this form. Articulation is even better in this form because in addition to the full range of movement the arms have, you also have a ball jointed head, a waist swivel, ball jointed hips with thigh swivel, 90 degrees at knee bend, and also the beast legs can be folded out to provide extra stability for the feet for wide angle poses, given he has actual moulded feet that give him no ankle movement. As mentioned earlier, he can hold his guns in hand or on his shoulders. Like so. And he has very long Wolverine claws protruding from his wrists, like so. These are sadly not a removable feature, but they do make him look scarier, which I suppose for the Terrorcons is pretty much part of their MO, as it were. And for comparison, here we have Cutthroat and Hunger again. We'll get back to them on days 5 and 6. As I mentioned, this is the combiner hand. I've taken one of the thumbs off because, well, he's supposed to be the left arm Rippersnapper, so doesn't really need two thumbs. Flip the Decepticon symbol panel down on the chest and plug in the combiner fist. And he looks just as ridiculous as all the others, except more because he's missing a thumb. That just about wraps things up. So, join me next week when I continue with day 4 of the Terrorcons, Blot, till all are one.